As a neurologist, I'm warning seniors, never drink this in the morning. It triples your stroke risk. And don't worry, this isn't about scaring you. This is about empowering you. Welcome to Wisdom Free. Our goal here is to give you the knowledge you need to protect your health and live with strength and clarity. What if the very first thing you drink each morning, that simple, comforting habit you've had for years, is quietly setting a trap for your brain? You might not feel it happening. In fact, it probably feels good. It feels like waking up. But what if that familiar cup of coffee or that healthy glass of juice is secretly increasing your chances of a stroke, draining your energy, and clouding your memory? Many seniors do everything right. They walk every day, they take their medication on time, they try to eat well, but they still find themselves struggling with brain fog, fatigue, and a growing fear of losing their independence. And so often, the hidden culprit isn't what they eat for dinner, it's what they drink in the first 30 minutes of their day. That first choice you make after opening your eyes sets the stage for your entire day, affecting your blood pressure, your circulation, and your brain's ability to function clearly. Today, we're going to uncover 3 of the most common morning drink traps that many people over 60 fall into without even realizing it. Some of these drinks are even marketed as healthy, but they could be doing far more harm than good. And don't worry, this isn't about scaring you, this is about empowering you. Here at Wisdom Free, our goal is to give you the knowledge you need to protect your health and live with strength and clarity. I won't just tell you what to avoid, I'll show you simple, safer alternatives to build a morning routine that guards your brain for years to come. Before we begin, I'd love to see how far our community reaches. Take a moment to share your city or country in the comments below. It's always so inspiring to see where you are all tuning in from. Let's get started. For many, the morning doesn't truly begin until that first sip of coffee. Maybe it's an iced coffee with a swirl of caramel creamer, or a hot latte with a little bit of sugar and foam. It feels like a small reward, a moment of comfort before the day gets going. And on the surface, what's the harm? It's just coffee. Or perhaps you're someone who reaches for a glass of orange or apple juice, believing it's a healthy start. After all, it's labeled 100% juice and no added sugar. You've probably been told your whole life that a glass of juice is packed with vitamins. But what if both of these habits, the sweet coffee and the packaged juice, are actually part of the same dangerous trap? The truth is, when you drink these beverages first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, you're creating a perfect storm inside your body. At first, you might not notice anything serious. Maybe you feel a sudden burst of energy, followed by a mid-morning crash that leaves you feeling sluggish and foggy. You might chalk it up to a poor night's sleep or just getting older. But beneath the surface, something far more insidious is taking place. The moment that sugary liquid hits your system, it causes a dramatic spike in your blood sugar. Think of it like a flash flood rushing through your arteries. Your body panics and releases a surge of insulin to manage the chaos. Over time, this daily cycle of spiking and crashing can lead to insulin resistance, but the immediate damage is happening to the delicate lining of your blood vessels. This process, known as endothelial dysfunction, causes inflammation and makes your arteries stiff and brittle, creating the ideal conditions for a clot to form. And what about the caffeine in that coffee? It naturally constricts your blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly to your brain. When you combine that with the inflammatory effects of sugar, you're putting your brain under immense pressure day after day. But what about the natural sugar in juice? Here's the part they don't print on the front of the carton. Packaged juice has had all of its natural fiber removed. When you eat a whole orange, the fiber acts like a brake pedal, slowing down the absorption of sugar and giving your body time to process it. In juice, that brake pedal is gone. You're left with a high-speed, sugary liquid that hits your bloodstream just as hard as a can of soda. You've worked your entire life to build a future for yourself. Why let a 5-minute habit quietly undermine it? The comfort you get from that sweet drink might not be worth the long-term cost to your memory, your clarity, and your independence. So what should you do instead? First, don't assume you have to give up coffee. Try drinking your coffee black or with a splash of unsweetened milk after you've eaten a breakfast with some protein and fiber. Food acts as a buffer, preventing that sharp blood sugar spike. If you love the taste of fruit, eat the whole fruit. An orange, an apple, or a handful of berries gives you all the flavor and nutrients without the dangerous sugar rush. You could even blend the whole fruit into a smoothie to keep the fiber intact. Before you pour that next sweet drink, ask yourself, is this truly nourishing my body? Or is it just setting me up for another energy crash and silently harming my brain? A simple switch could be the difference between a future of fatigue and a future of vitality. But sugar isn't the only hidden danger. The next trap is even more deceptive because it's disguised as the healthy choice. Let's talk about a category of drinks that many people turn to when they're trying to be healthy: diet sodas and zero-sugar beverages. If you're managing your weight or watching your blood sugar, these drinks can feel like a guilt-free solution. No sugar, no calories. What could possibly be wrong with that? This is one of the most clever deceptions on the market. The problem isn't what's been taken out, it's what's been put in. These drinks are sweetened with artificial chemicals like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame potassium. And while your taste buds might be fooled, your body is not. When these sweeteners hit your tongue, your brain still sends a signal to release insulin, expecting a wave of sugar that never arrives. Imagine telling your body to prepare for a flood every single day, but the flood never comes. Eventually, your body gets confused and tired of the false alarms. This repeated confusion can lead to insulin resistance, the very condition you were trying to avoid. But the damage goes even deeper. These artificial sweeteners can wreak havoc on your gut microbiome, the trillions of good bacteria that are essential for your brain health, immune function, and even your mood. Research is now showing a clear link between an unhealthy gut and an increased risk of neurological problems, including memory decline and stroke. Then there are the energy drinks, which are even more aggressive. They're often marketed with promises of renewed vitality and focus. Some seniors grab one, hoping for a little boost to get through the day. But these drinks are like taking out a high-interest loan on your body's energy. They're loaded with massive amounts of caffeine and other stimulants that push your heart into overdrive, causing your blood pressure to spike dangerously. For an aging cardiovascular system, this sudden strain is like flooring the gas pedal on a classic car without warming it up first. It might work for a little while, but you're causing hidden damage to the engine. That jolt of energy you feel isn't real energy. It's borrowed from your future, and you will pay it back later with a crash, anxiety, and poor sleep. If you're reaching for these drinks because you feel tired, you might be creating a vicious cycle. The stimulants disrupt your natural sleep patterns, leaving you even more exhausted the next day and more likely to reach for another chemical boost. What's the alternative? If you crave something fizzy and refreshing, try sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, or add a few crushed mint leaves and berries. If you need a gentle, natural lift, consider herbal teas. A cup of peppermint tea can be invigorating, while green tea offers a small amount of caffeine balanced by L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm focus without the jitters. Before you open that can of diet soda or that energy drink, ask yourself, am I choosing a path of true health, or am I falling for a chemical deception? True vitality doesn't come from a can. It comes from working with your body, not against it. And that brings us to our final trap, which is perhaps the most simple, the most common, and the most dangerous of all. Of all the mistakes we've discussed, this one is the most overlooked. It's the quiet habit of not drinking water first thing in the morning. You might be thinking, I'm not thirsty when I wake up. I'll have some water later with my breakfast or my pills. And that seems logical. But what most people over 60 don't realize is that by the time you feel thirsty, your body is already in a state of dehydration. Think about it. You've just gone 7, 8, or even 9 hours without a single drop of liquid. While you sleep, your body is hard at work, repairing cells, breathing, and regulating its temperature, all processes that use up water. When you wake up, your body is like a dry sponge. Your blood is naturally thicker, your circulation is more sluggish, and your brain is starved for hydration. In fact, a significant number of strokes in older adults happen in the early morning hours. This is no coincidence. It's the time of day when the body is at its most dehydrated, making the blood more prone to clotting. When your brain is dehydrated, it can't function properly. You might feel foggy, irritable, or off balance. Minor dehydration can impair your cognitive function just as much as being over the legal drinking limit. You're not just tired, your brain is literally struggling to get the oxygen and nutrients it needs to operate. If you start your day by reaching for coffee, a diuretic that makes you lose even more water, or a sugary juice, you're putting your already stressed system even further behind. You are asking your heart to work harder to pump thick, sludgy blood through narrowed vessels. It's a silent daily strain that builds up over time, increasing your risk of a clot with every passing morning. This sounds scary, but the solution is beautifully simple. It costs nothing, takes less than a minute, and could be the single most important act of self-care you perform all day. The solution is to make 1 full glass of plain, room temperature water your very first act of the day. Before the coffee, before the juice, before the food, hydrate first. Room temperature water is ideal because it doesn't shock your system, allowing your body to absorb it quickly and efficiently. This one simple habit helps to thin your blood, improve circulation, flush out toxins, and wake up your brain and organs gently. It is the foundation upon which the rest of your healthy day is built. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now, it's time to take care of yourself with this quiet, life-saving ritual. So we've uncovered the 3 hidden traps: the morning sugar rush, the chemical deception, and the foundation of failure, dehydration. It can feel like a lot to remember, but the path forward isn't about restriction. It's about making conscious, kind choices for your body. The body you have today needs and deserves a different kind of care than the one you had at 30. It doesn't need harsh stimulants or sugary shocks. It needs gentle, consistent support. So tomorrow morning, I invite you to try a new ritual, a simple 3-step process to protect your brain and build a foundation of strength for your day. Step 1. Hydrate first. The moment your feet touch the floor, go and drink 1 full glass of plain water. As you drink it, think of it as an act of kindness. You are giving your brain exactly what it needs to start the day with clarity. Step 2. Move gently. You don't need a full workout. Simply do a few gentle stretches. Reach your arms overhead, twist your torso slowly from side to side, or do a few ankle rolls. This helps to get that freshly hydrated blood moving throughout your body, waking up your muscles and joints. Step 3. Nourish before you stimulate. If you enjoy coffee, that's perfectly fine. But make a promise to yourself to have it after you've had a small, nourishing breakfast. A hard-boiled egg, a handful of nuts, or a small bowl of oatmeal with berries will provide your body with the sustained energy it needs, preventing any crashes and protecting your blood vessels. This simple ritual, hydrate, move, nourish, is more powerful than any pill or supplement. It costs nothing, but it pays you back with more energy, better focus, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are actively protecting your future. Prevention doesn't arrive with a loud warning. It's built in these quiet, daily moments of wisdom and self-respect. If this message has helped you today, I hope you'll share it with a friend or family member you care about. You never know whose life you might change with this simple information. And now, I would love to hear from you. What is one small, kind change you plan to make to your morning routine after watching this? Share it in the comments below. Let's create a community of support and encourage each other on this journey. Thank you for joining us at Wisdom Free. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content to help you live a long, healthy, and independent life.